Is Wilds of Eldraine shaping up to be an overpowered set? Is it possible Wizards of the Coast is overcompensating for some past failures in this area and trying to make sure they hit a home run hit for the end of the year? In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the financial side for this product, the price point they've set it at, as well as some of the upcoming cards we've seen spoiled so far to see where this all lines up. The spoilers yesterday for Wilds of Eldraine gave players a lot to think about, and it's not just the cards inside the set. When you compare this against Commander Masters, it's also the price point. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. And it is very surprising to see how many players were starting to say right away, Wilds of Eldraine's not bad. There's a lot of good cards in this set. I like the feel. I like the look of it. This is not all due to the cards inside the set. You guys know that, right? This isn't just because the cards look cool and artwork is subjective, so some players like some of it, some don't. Some like some of the mechanics, some don't. But the overall feel for this product and the feeling we're getting for it, like, oh, this looks pretty good. Yeah, because I'm feeling the same way. But I know it's also partially due to Commander Masters, the failure of a product and the price point they set. When you compare them, they're entirely different beasts. When you look at what's inside a reprint set full of loaded goodies versus a brand new, visit again to the Throne of Eldraine world, right? We're going back for Wilds of Eldraine, and there's different cards in there, which gets people's minds firing with new ideas, new mechanics, new things they can twist around, and that brings a different feel when you compare it against the known, which is a reprint set. Now, take a look at these prices for a minute before we get into this video really deep. Here you can see, this is just a local store, so these are Canadian prices. If you were in America, you would knock off about 30% to 35% of this price, okay? So, the Commander decks, $99.95. Now, in comparison to things we saw in Commander Legends Baldur's Gate, those were like 34 bucks each. So, this is actually a little more expensive. But we saw some of the teasers, the spoilers, not bad. You still get 2 decks, 50 bucks a deck, good entry point. When you look here and see the Wilds of Eldraine collector box, $319.95. Without knowing the whole set, that's kind of a weird one to look at, but 12 packs as opposed to 4 we saw in Commander Masters. Now, when we're looking at a draft box, $159.95 Canadian, and that puts it about, I guess it used to be $154, so it's gone up like $5-6 bucks a little bit. And then, of course, you can see over there the kind of combos ones they're doing. I just want you guys to be aware of the prices, okay? Set boosters, I think, are $174 for this set, Canadian, 95. I want you to look at that, okay? So the price point, when compared against Commander Masters, looks like it's below half. It looks like it's a steal, like it's highway robbery. Now, take that into account when you're thinking of the players who thought maybe there was going to be something awesome and spicy, like a Mana Crypt, inside of, Commander Masters. It's not there. Now you add in the new spoilers they showed us, which had a nice little representation, a good little video, how the card, they still go too fast with them, but a nice little viewing show on the Twitch stream and the Wizards website and stuff. I know players were all over the place. Very cool to see the cards, but it gives you that kind of feeling. And it's a feeling that you're not getting ripped off, and you're not wrong. A lot of value can be derived from new sets. A lot of enjoyment gets derived from new sets. What Wizards used to do was mix in a few reprint cards inside core sets. Then they broke things off and took this route. So Wilds of Eldraine, although it doesn't really have any reprints, we've seen the casket one kind of thing. But other than that, a brand new set, brand new ideas, same world as Throne, with cool new ideas like the cookie house and stuff and the whole play on Hansel and Gretel and stuff. I like the story and the theme. And when I like it like this, I know it's not just the cards or the themes, which bring me back to my childhood. It's the price point. Now, taking a look now at some of these cards. Let's focus in on this stuff. Okay, Lich Knight's Conquest. This one caught my eye right away. That's why I put it up first. It is 1 black, 4 generic, and it's a sorcery. And it says, sacrifice any number of artifacts, enchantments, and or tokens. Return that many creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Think of this in Commander, because that's what they're thinking about. This set is still part of the old cadre of sets that'll be geared with certain cards focused on Commander. If you think this is going to be a $2 card, it's not. This one is going to have value because I can think of it in my Throw Bowl deck, sacrificing throws and tokens and stuff to bring back giant honking beasties. Being able to sacrifice food tokens to bring back massive monsters and finding a way to make this spell uncounterable is not very hard nowadays. An amazing card. To me, this card just screams so much fun. Okay, I love the idea of the card. I hope it's not too broken that it gets banned, but I like the idea of it. Now, the Goose Mother. I'm sorry. This one cracks me up. We've seen this so many times, like from Hydroid Krasis and all these crazy things. It's the same kind of feel as a Hydroid Krasis or those kind of Hydra-style cards, Hydra Beast Mutant thing, because you can see the same kind of 3 lines of mechanics. Now, I like this card, I'll be honest, because it comes in and it says, all right, you can just put this thing for X and blue. It's a 2/2, great, but you can pay the X, and it has flying. The Goose Mother enters with X +1/+1 counters on it. That's amazing as well. Great, you can make it a big Hydra type thing. Now, it doesn't have haste or trample like other ones, but it does say, when the Goose Mother enters the battlefield, create half X food tokens rounded up, so based on what X is. Then, whenever the Mother Goose attacks, you may sacrifice a food, and if you do, draw a card. This is very interesting to think. I can draw cards, I can sacrifice these tokens for other things like the Lich Knight's Conquest. There's a lot of variables that this card and the Lich Knight's Conquest can be fit into Commander decks. I think it'll be fun, additional cards, there'll be a lot of excitement. My mind got, the pistons are firing with the ideas and possibilities, and I'm sure there are a lot brighter people out there who are way more in depth in this game, who can give way better ideas of mechanics, but the fact my brain started firing got me going. Now, the next card. Rowan, the Sign of War. Okay, and of course the brother Will, Sign of Peace. Now these cards, I don't care that they were Planeswalkers, it has nothing to do with the conversation. I'm looking at the potential of these cards going through the ages, and are they too powerful, too weak? How do they fit to me? 1 red, 1 black, 1 generic for 4/2 with Menace. Okay, reminds me of some of the cards we saw last time. That Menace thing that was like a 2/2, Now it says here, spells you cast this turn that are black and or red cost X less to cast, where X is the amount of life you lost this turn. Think of the cards we've seen that say, lose a life, draw a card. Lose a life, draw a card. Do that a couple times and then tap her and cast off some giant spell. Be warned with cards like this because they are broken in the mechanic in my head. In my head, maybe it's not going to be feasible. Maybe there's too many cards for the combination, but they look amazing to me. Will, Sign of Peace, same type of deal. A 2/4 with Vigilance, 3 to cast. Kind of crazy, the power levels. Kind of reminds me of Urza though, right? 2/4, get it? Same kind of power. Now, it says here, spells you cast this turn that are white and or blue cost X to cast, where X the amount of life you gain this turn. Think about all the ways you can gain life, all those food tokens and things that can just be sacked for life. Kind of crazy to think what this could do for white spells, especially in Commander decks. I still think a lot of these cards really seem to fit in with that old way of looking at things. That old style really gets me going in my head where I'm thinking, those cards, just in a standard, they seem fine. But now that I'm mixing Commander in my head, possibly Modern for some cards, I mean, I don't think they're fast enough for Modern, but the idea of what you can do, or how I could fit this in a Vintage Legacy deck, my mind really gets excited. And that kind of excitement in a set like this bodes well, because I'm not the only one who's excited. I saw all the chat going off, everyone making fun of the guy's microphone, saying, oh my God, it's so horrible. Yeah, obviously. And it doesn't matter how much money you spent. That guy is in some cell service halfway across the country trying to talk to you from his house in the country or something. I don't know. But I'm just saying he's not in the office when that phone call was going down. But the idea showed me what people were thinking. Now, the last one I want to share with you guys. This really freaks me out. Here we have Eret the Charmed Apple and Agatha the Vile Cauldron. Let's first go to Eret. Legendary Human Warlock, 2/4 for 3, don't care. Doesn't matter to me. Irrelevant. Each creature that's enchanted by an aura you control can't attack planeswalkers you control. You or planeswalkers you control. Think of all the spells you have that just kind of do little itty-bitty things, especially old, even reserve list, cheesy kind of enchantment spells. Kind of scary to think they can't attack you or planeswalkers. But here's the real kicker. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent, that says commander, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the amount of auras. think about all the enchantments you can put together in a deck and have all your opponents taking 5 or 6 or 7 damage a turn just from her sitting on the battlefield. Find a way to take an extra turn or two and things are broken. Now, Agatha, not as broken, but passively broken. These things are just blowing my mind. And by broken, I'm not saying they can't be played. I'm not saying they should be banned. I'm not a big person on banning guys. I just think in my head they seem like they're way more powerful. You guys will slam comments and bring the Moxman down to earth, I'm sure. Now, legendary creature, human warlock. Activated abilities of creatures you control cost X less to activate, where X is Agatha of the Vile Cauldron's power. This effect can't reduce the mana in the casting cost to less than 1 mana, but you can bring things way down low, okay? There's lots of ways to use that, of course, in a red-green deck, so that's that. Now, the other thing I thought interesting, the last one I want to share with you guys. Here's a red, the Charmed Apple. Now, remember, they just gave us Enduring Enchantments. What color is it? It's black and white. Yes, there's some green, but it's black and white. So a red fits perfectly inside that deck. Just starting off the key. It's going to fit in there, and if not, there are ways of building around it, and I think that's such good... It's smart synergy and smart marketing. Oh, we're going to put a red here. She's going to be great. Ariette, whatever you name her. Over here. And by the way, we just printed out this Commander Masters deck that people are going to love. So they're going to connect these 2 cards together. She's a mythic. She's going to bring a lot of bacon into the pan for us. A lot of cash going to be changing hands. That's what I see when I see cards like this. And maybe that's just me being cynical. I don't know if the Moxman's kind of like this because I love the cards. And I can't wait to play these things. I know that Will card too could be a little bit broken. I know that one could be a little messed up too. Just to how he does with auras and stuff. I'll see how he plays out. He almost started reminding me a little bit of a Ragavan style card, the way he's put together, but he costs too much. He costs 3, so it's not the same deal. But it felt that way when I looked at this stuff. I love the spoilers. I love the theme. The gingerbread house attacking. The guy coming to play tapped who's like a 3/3 with stun counters, which may be a big thing. Pay attention. And there's ways of taking counters off, right? All these counter things, by the way, get me closer and closer. Things that remove counters or getting closer to the Doctor Who decks to see what they connect in there to fit with these as well. Don't be surprised if there's some kind of stun things that fit with that Doctor Who deck. Timey-wimey and stuff. There's a lot of connections I see here in my head that seem to fit together and say, they plan this really well. The marketing, the logistics of how these sets will interact with each other is really looking nice. And when you compare it against the known, which was Commander Masters, this product to me already looks so superior in my memory makeup of like nostalgia and kids' memories and all the even movies I've seen. It all seems to play well that I want to buy it. That I actually feel like I should be buying a box or two to have some fun with my friends and break out. I haven't had that feeling in quite a while. That's interesting to me that my brain is saying, the price isn't that bad. Go ahead and buy a box or two. This is reasonable. And again, it's because I'm comparing it against Commander Masters, and so are a lot of you with your feelings and emotions looking at the product. It is a good product. I think it looks like it's going to be a fantastic, fun time going back to the Wilds of Eldraine. And this is just a couple of spoilers, and I'm already kind of excited. I'm already kind of getting hoarse in the voice because I'm thinking about what I'm going to do, how I'm going to go to my pre-release, maybe go to an F&M or two and play with some friends and just mix a couple of these boxes together, one of Eldraine and one of Wilds, and just see how they play out. It's very exciting. I'm interested to know what you guys think about this. And again, guys, here at the end of the video, I know there's not as many people watching. I appreciate everyone who makes it to the end of the videos, of course. It really helps the channel. And if you're buying some of these cards, keep an eye out, because there's a lot of these cards that are going to be triggering off of other cards, like the Otter and stuff like that. New creatures that will fit with Bloomburrow, like I called out in a couple of weeks ago. Funny stuff to see this all play out. Going to be a great time. Can't wait to see what you guys think in the comments section. And of course, if you're at the end of the video, you enjoyed today's content, you liked hanging out here on the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Guys, we're getting closer to 20,000 subscribers. It's amazing to see you all here helping the channel grow to this level, and it's because of fans like you, the loyal fan base, that make this happen. Watching the videos every day, giving the videos a thumbs up, putting comments in the comment section, you help make it happen. I'm just excited to be here. So thanks again, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Don't forget, bring a friend to Magic. Let me know what you think about Wilds of Eldraine. And of course, a big shout out and thank you to the loyal patrons and YouTube membership members of MTG Moxman. Because of their generous donations to the channel, Daily uploaded content is made possible, so thanks again to each and every one of you. Have an awesome day. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. You made it. But did you notice? You're here at the end, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But did you notice? Because if you noticed, you'll put that in the comment section. If you didn't notice, you'll probably watch this video a few times trying to figure it out. I hope you do. All right, so here we are at the end. Now, I watched that whole Twitch stream secretly because I was doing stuff. And I did like a lot of what I saw. I really did. I liked the theme, the mechanics, the feel of the game was great. I really did like it. Do some of those cards seem overly powered to me? Yes, but I'm an old school player. So my vision on cards, especially nowadays, are always broken in my head. They always seem broken because I remember the days of a Savannah line being like the top dog, right? So I always know I'm a little bit behind on that stuff in my head. But when I actually play it in like drafts or pre-releases, I get where I'm supposed to go. That's why I do so well in those events. But building for future commander decks and stuff, there's way more smart players out there. Way more smarter players out there who really connect this stuff up. So you guys who make it to the end like this, those who are on my Patreon stuff, I appreciate when you guys put some of that stuff into the Discord. I really do. So yeah, I'm still drinking coffee, by the way. We're here at the end. Nobody's here but us. Nobody's going to watch this far. But it's kind of cool. So thanks again for being here. Thanks for making this as much fun as it is to do every day. It's funny how people are like, oh, you know what? I don't want to even touch on that. It's a good day. We're going to leave it a good day. Guys, you deserve it too. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for being here on the channel. Hope your day is going awesome wherever you are, because we all deserve it. I'll see you guys soon.